Welcome to the HMIS Privacy and Security Overview. In this session, we'll talk about what HMIS privacy and security means for our system. We'll look at some administrative safeguards, the baseline privacy policy for our community, disaster recovery, technical safeguards, as well as physical safeguards. First, we want to explain a little bit about what privacy is versus security. Privacy relates to any rights you have to control your personal information and how that information is used. So think about those privacy policies that you have to read and agree to anytime you download a new smartphone app or application on your phone or your computer or anything else like that. We're talking about the client having rights to control that information. In our system, we like to talk a lot about the release of information form. That ROI allows for the client to provide consent on whether or not they want to share their data with the rest of our community. Security, on the other hand, refers to how that information is protected. Again, thinking about the ROI, that form allows consent for sharing data. If the client does not consent to share that data, we have the ability to secure the client's records in our system so that the record is only visible to certain agencies. In addition to that, you all, the system users, are also the biggest security of our system. We do rely on our users to ensure that the data that is being collected and stored at your facilities for it to be in a secure location. HUD has requirements for security standards as well. Per HUD, our role is to ensure confidentiality, integrity, and availability of all HMIS information. They also expect us to protect against reasonably anticipated threats or hazards to our security. Also, we should always maintain compliance with applicable federal law and regulations as are written in policies and procedures. The policies and procedures can be found on our HMIS website at hmiscfl.org. With administrative safeguards, our COC has a security plan in place that outlines HMIS policies at varying levels. First, the HMIS lead agency. Before your agency can even come into our system, we first have to have you sign a partner agreement. And at the HMIS lead agency level, we do administer the system under very strict guidelines provided by not only HUD, but also by HSN, the lead agency. In the partner agencies agreement, it outlines specific policies and expectations for how the system will be used. In addition to the partner agency agreement, all actual users of the system also need to sign an end user agreement. That end user agreement, known as the HMIS user agreement, outlines the do's and don'ts of system use and the repercussions of what happens when the system is misused. All persons coming into our system are required to participate in a privacy and security training prior to gaining access to the system. This training must be completed on an annual basis. And if anyone in our COC jumps from one agency to another, a new agreement must be completed upon entering into the new agency. When it comes to reporting requirements, if you're sending client information in any kind of format, we strongly advise to use de-identified data only. Be sure to password protect your documents with sensitive client level data. Sensitive client level data refers to the use of client names, socials, or date of births within the document. If you're unsure of how to do this, please contact our HMIS team for guidance by submitting a help desk ticket to our team. This especially should be utilized in the event that you are unable or for whatever reason you need to send information that includes client level information. When it comes to security incidents, please report all incidents of any kind of data security breach to your agency liaison so the issue may be handled appropriately. You may also report directly to our team by again submitting an HMIS help desk ticket at our website, hmiscfl.org, and our team will respond appropriately. HMIS also has a privacy notice. This notice should be publicly posted in any areas where client data will be collected. The full notice discusses the following in detail: collection and disclosure of personal information, how that data may be inspected and corrected, and a data release process. As an additional note here, victim service provider data is not included in HMIS. However, we do collect a small subset of DV related questions in our assessments. But again, there are no DV specific service providers entering data directly into HMIS. When it comes to disaster recovery, HMIS is cloud-based, which means that all the work you're doing in the system, regardless of what device you're using, is stored, managed, and processed on a network of remote servers hosted on the internet rather than on local servers or personal computers and hard drives. This is a vendor-controlled process, and our new vendor that we'll be working with is Ecovia, and the name of the system is Client Track. When it comes to technical safeguards, just about all organizations should have an IT person or vendor that they're working with. And their role is to ensure that your devices at the workplace have virus protection in place, firewalls installed, and that everyone is using a secured web server. These safeguards do help to ensure that personal and client data is protected on all your devices, whether you're using HMIS or whether you're navigating your actual desktop. You should also be using a strong password for both your computer desktop and your HMIS login. This should be a password that includes 8 or more characters, has a mixture of uppercase and lowercase letters, has at least one number, and a special symbol. Please, please do not use any parts of your name, date of birth, or social when creating your password. Never share your password with anyone for any reason at all, and always log out of the system and lock your computer screen whenever you're walking away from your device. When it comes to physical safeguards, please limit access to people with authorized access permissions. For example, your IT department or your supervisors. Any client level data, files, assessments, case notes, copies of their birth certificate, social IDs, anything like that should be locked away whenever you're not present. In addition, your office space should also be able to lock. There may be times when law enforcement presents looking for a client or requesting information about a client. Before any information may be released to law enforcement, you must have a court order, a visible court order. We strongly advise that in these cases that you reach out to your supervisors, and please reach out to our team as well, so that way we can analyze the process and ensure that we're only providing the necessary data to law enforcement in order for them to do their job. And again, they must have a court order before any data may be released. Per HUD, stored hard copies with client level data should be or may be destroyed after 7 years. If you're unsure about something, please file a case to our HMIS help desk and one of our support agents will respond in a timely manner. You can visit our website at www.hmiscfl.org and click the blue support button at the bottom of our page. Thank you so much for listening to this training, and we hope you are able to engage and participate in the rest of the training for today.